Hey everybody, I am so glad you're here. We are having our webinar today to talk about teaching yoga to kids. So first of all, you may be a yoga teacher, you might be a parent, you might be a caregiver for kids, you might be an educator and have lots of questions about what yoga for kids really looks like. Many of us have done a yoga practice either online or in a studio class and kind of have the idea of what it looks like for ourselves, and we can definitely maybe come up with some benefits. It makes us feel calmer, stretches out our muscles, helps us concentrate on our breathing, helps us to relax at the end of class, maybe move forward with our day with a more positive attitude. You might notice all of those effects from an adult yoga class. But our kids these days are becoming more and more stressed. Teen suicide rates are increasing. We see a lot more diagnoses of ADHD. Kids are report in school that they're stressed out, that they don't have enough time. Their schedules are so busy. So how can we bring those tools that we just noticed from our adult yoga class down to a level that's appropriate for kids? We do not expect them to be little adults and come into a yoga class and sit still or do very controlled movements for an hour to an hour and a half. That would be unrealistic depending on the age level of kids that we're working with. So what yoga for kids looks like can be very different. We incorporate a lot of games and activities. We do a lot of mindful moments, so they're very brief little activities to help kids focus or become more aware of where their place is in the world. We do a lot of activities that focus on self. How can I become the best me that I can be? And then how do I help other people to reach that goal too? So how do I go out and help in the world to make the world a better place? So a kids yoga class typically runs anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the age level. In this training, you will learn how to bring kids yoga to children that are all around 2 to 3 years old, all the way up to teens. We don't focus much younger than 2 to 3 because at that point, it's probably more of a mommy and me class, a class that is geared toward parents, but kids are there and maybe just absorbing some of the information. Their focus and attention is just probably not there for a very kids-centered yoga class, which is what we like to offer children. In those younger ages, we're probably going to see lots of parents participating, but we really direct the yoga activities to the kids. So parents are supporting the yoga is not necessarily for them, although they may be really having a good time and enjoying it, but the classes are really centered towards those students. Then we'll look at kids in that school age group. So they're a little bit older, a little bit more mature, can sit still a little bit longer. So the activities that we do for school age kids are going to change a little bit. They're definitely more verbal at that age. And so a lot of our activities center around talking. How can we engage in an appropriate way and keep our attention and focus on certain subjects? Then as we move into that teen-tween time frame, they are probably able to do an adult yoga class, but they still are looking to build connection. They have questions. they want to be around their friends. So we try to bring those aspects into those teen and tween yoga classes where they can ask questions, they can have really meaningful discussions around certain topics. So in this training, both Module 1 and Module 2 have a over 100-page manual that you'll receive with tons and tons of information, lots of research articles, lots of facts about yoga, lots of information to give you a really solid background in yoga if per se you don't already have that background. So there is no need to be a certified yoga teacher in order to take this training. If you are interested in bringing yoga to kids, then this is the place where you need to be. So Module 1, let's just talk about that. That's where you will start. And some people choose only to do Module 1. That's totally an option. Module 1 is the basics. We look at all those different age levels, what activities and poses are appropriate in each one of those age groups. And then we get to do lots of hands-on practice, developing classes, and trying those out. Now, this training that you're looking at is completely online. So you can move through that training at your own speed and pace, depending on what your life looks like. So maybe you start and are only doing your activities in the evening. That's totally fine. Maybe you like to work on them during the day. That's up to you. So this module, Module 1, online, you'll have some homework assignments, but Module 1 really sets the foundation for being able to bring poses and activities that are yoga related to kids of a variety of age group. Now, Module 2 used to not be my favorite, but it's kind of moved into my favorite. I really enjoy teaching that module. It too is online right now. And Module 2 talks about how do we bring yoga philosophy to kids. There has always been a debate about whether this is really essential, but what I find is that when you have a background in what yoga really is about, what are the yamas and the niyamas? What are the do's and don'ts in yoga? What are the different branches of yoga? How do I use all of that information in my classes? So this module tends to be a lot about theming. So how can we take these pieces of yoga philosophy and bring them into our classes? Can we teach about serving others? Can we teach about being kind to ourselves? Can we teach trustworthiness? So Module 2 will bring some of those elements of yoga philosophy into a yoga class, again, at all of those different age levels. We will look at how you use mantra with kids and how can you do some meditation and mindfulness with kids in Module 2. Now, both Module 1 and Module 2 are trauma informed, so you will be looking at how do we tailor our classes so that they're accessible to all students, no matter what their experiences in life have been or their ability levels. We'll also talk about some special populations that might also benefit from yoga classes. So in both of those modules, we bring that idea of making class accessible to all our students, no matter what their experiences. So we will delve into some aspects of trauma and how we can support kids as they work through some of the traumas in their lives. The full training, if you are interested in becoming a certified children's yoga instructor through Yoga Alliance, is a 95-hour process, which incorporates Module 1 and Module 2, and then some other pieces. So after you finish Module 1 and Module 2, you still will need to do 8 hours of additional training that we support. One class is just on bringing meditation and mindfulness to kids, which is super beneficial. And the other is bringing yoga and mindfulness and meditation into the school environment. So we will do what we call a lesson plan training. So we'll get together for 4 hours and we'll look at activities that you could do every week for 6 weeks in an after school or in school program. These curriculum that we write have themes, and then each week is tailored around those themes. I am going to share my screen with you and let you take a look at some of the curriculum that we have already developed. You can see we have Reach for the Stars, Planting Seeds, My Amazing Body, Yoga Around the World, Peace Begins with Me. We are all in this together, the elements and What's the Weather. Plus, we have a few more. So you will do a 4-hour training in one of these units, and then also receive that lesson plan to take with you, either in a digital or a print format, depending on if you attend that training in person or online. Those other 4-hour trainings will also be available to you online when you register for that full package. Then the last piece of your training certification is a practicum. And so you'll need to do 6 hours of observing children's yoga classes. You'll need to co-teach 6 classes with an experienced teacher, and then you will need to independently teach 6 classes by yourself. Those can be in your location, or they can be through our online or in-studio classes. Our in-studio classes are in Colorado Springs, so you're welcome to attend some school or studio kids yoga classes, or we also do some online classes. You're welcome to participate in those in that virtual format in any of those capacities, as an observer, as a co-teacher, or as teaching that class for some of our students. So we try to make it as easy and straightforward for you as possible. Well, we've been talking for quite a bit, so I would like to pause and do a little activity that we love to do with our school age and teens and tween kids. So make sure you have a piece of paper and some markers. If you need to pause the video, just go ahead and do that, and run get your supplies, and then join me back right here. All right, now that you have your markers or crayons and a piece of paper, I want you to draw a picture of you as a superhero. Now, your superhero is going to bring something special to the world, to solve a problem in the world. So I want you to draw a picture of your superhero. I want your superhero to have a name, and then hopefully you'll share with me via email what your superpower is and what you can bring, what problem you can solve in the world. So go ahead and pause your video and take a few minutes to draw your superhero. All right, so welcome back. Hope you had some great fun with that activity, making your superhero. I'm going to show you a copy of mine. I am the love spreader. So what I do is I fly around the world and I drop love bombs. on people that are feeling down or depressed or anxious or worried about their lives. I go around and I spread a little bit of extra love out there in the world to make the world a happier place. So activities like that are things that we can engage with kids and help bring those ideas and those concepts of yoga into a friendly format that they would enjoy. So you're thinking about this class. With this training, you're going to have the options of doing modules 1, module 2, those 2 4-hour trainings, and the practicum, and rolling that all together into a certification class. Now, Yoga Alliance, unfortunately, only certifies that program if you already have your 200-hour yoga certification. But there is no reason that you still can't do the whole course if that's an interest for you, or to pick different elements that fit your needs. So those are options for you. When you do these trainings, you'll get the complete module in a digital format. You'll be able to move through the trainings at your own pace online. You'll be able to come for free to one of our in-person trainings. So once you're on our mailing list, we send out those locations and those dates. All you need to do is sign up, let us know that you have completed the training online and you just want to get together and play yoga with us, because it's super fun to do these trainings in person also. So you get to come to that in-person training for free and stay for the full 3 days, or any portion of that that you can fit into your schedule. You'll get the lesson plans for both of the 4-hour trainings for one of the 6-week lesson plans, plus teaching mindfulness and meditation to kids. You will get the training in making your programs trauma-informed for kids. And then during the length of the training, you will also get access to our membership site. Now, this is something brand new that we're really proud of. We have tried to take all of our knowledge over the past 20 years and start to compile that into a format that people can use to help bring yoga to kids. So lots of great lesson plans on there, lots of teaching videos, lots of videos for kids to be able to do yoga, lots of different activities in all the different age groups and categories across the board that would enhance your classes. So you'll have access to that membership site for the length of your training. Well, I bet you have some questions. So please reach out to me via email. Our email address is play@omtastic-yoga.com. Our website is www.omtastic-yoga.com, and I will make sure those come up on the screen at the end of this webinar. So now we're going to play one more activity that we like to do again with some of our older kids. And it's called Thorn, Bud, Rose. So I will make sure you have a piece of paper to write this down, because you might forget later. And I want you to take just a minute and write down a thorn. Something that is worrying you about this training. Maybe you have a doubt, maybe you have a concern, something that would keep you from doing this training, and go ahead and write that down on your piece of paper. Make sure you pause the video if you need to take a few minutes to think. Now, on your paper, I want you to write your bud. What do you feel is the potential of this program? What do you think is making you feel excited? What is kind of growing in your mind about how you could use this training to bring yoga to the kids in your life? Go ahead and pause the video if you need a little bit more time to think. And lastly, I want you to write down your rows. What are you so excited about that you're going to go tell somebody about after this video? What has got you really excited about bringing yoga to the kids in your life? And again, if you need to pause, go ahead and pause that. Please, with those rosebuds and thorns, reach out to me. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to hear from you. I love working with kids. And if you have kids in your life, then I really feel that they need yoga. A colleague of mine said that the reason she teaches yoga to kids is because she was sad that she waited until she was 40 to learn these tools, and that improved her life. And so if she can bring these tools to kids at a younger age and help them to be more successful and more well-rounded and more resilient, then her heart is filled with all the accomplishments that she could ever need. So whether you're an educator, whether you are a caregiver, a parent, a grandparent, an aunt or uncle, anyone that has children in their lives, you can help. You can learn to bring yoga to those kids to help them have better, well-rounded, well-adaptive lives that can sustain what life has to offer us in the future. So thank you for being here. Can't wait to hear from you. Let me know if you have any questions. Let's end with our Namaste song that I use with a lot of my kids' yoga classes. And I tell kids that Namaste just means that we have this special light inside of us. So we're going to sing it through twice. I hope you'll sing with me. I think you'll recognize the tune. So please join in when you kind of get the gist of it. All right, here we go. My little light bows to your little light, your little light, your little light. My little light bows to your little light. Namaste. Okay, here we go, all together. My little light bows to your little light, your little light, your little light. My little light bows to your little light. Namaste. Thanks so much for being here and sharing your time with me. Can't wait to hear from you. Make sure you email or ask me a question on Facebook. I will get back to you just as soon as I can. Namaste.